So I haven't even attempted to do a video in about 8 months, and the real reason behind that, because I could give you a bunch of, half-assed reasons, but the real reason is, sorry, I've got a really bad cough, is I just couldn't be arsed. Simple as that. Look, there's not really much fun in doing it anymore, and I haven't really had any games that I feel as if I want to record or play and record. I'd much rather just play them, because there's nothing really interesting anymore, and that's another video. I'll do that another time. But the real reason that we're here today is to give my thoughts on Metal Gear Online 3 and how I think it's going to pan out, and just generally my response to it. I know a lot of you are Metal Gear Online players, and I was never that good at it. I just enjoyed it. Well, I did enjoy half of it. There was 2 years of fun and 2 years of constant bullshit, but overall, it was a really enjoyable game, and it was just sad to see it be destroyed by a bunch of no-lifers who think it's worth their while just teleporting a game. These people exist. But I feel as if I've played enough Metal Gear. I mean, I've played every Metal Gear game, and I've played every incarnation of Metal Gear Online except the first one, because I never really had decent internet back then. I don't really have decent internet now, but it's better than nothing. And I've played obviously Metal Gear Online 2. It was in Metal Gear Solid 4. I've played Portable Ops and Peace Walker Online, even though it wasn't that great, but I had a wee couple of games on it. So I do think of myself as somewhat of a Metal Gear Online veteran, but I don't think of myself as a pro, and I never will. There are those I know who are really good at the game, but I was a level 14 or 15 for life. So, but we're taking too much this time. Too much video time talking about the past. We really should be here talking about the future. And judging from what I've seen, I realise I'm a little bit late with the kind of review, if you will. But judging from what I've seen, it looks good. But I think I'm agreeing with Matt. If you don't know who Matt is, it's Lopez. He basically said on Twitter that he was kind of holding his judgment back until a beta came out, because unless you physically play the game, you're not really going to make your mind up then and there. A trailer can only do so much justice, and I have to agree with him. Even though I do like some parts, there are parts that I would really need to get a hands-on experience with to fully either appreciate them or to basically hate them. But it's nice to see certain things come back, like we've seen e-locators and inbuilt codecs, for communication, which is great to see. It's probably one of the very few games around that has inbuilt communication instead of having to just use the headset. We saw, some Japanese humour, if you will, like with the traps. First it was the magazines in Metal Gear Solid 4, and now it's the wolf, a small DD stuffed animal. So it's nice to see things like that come back. There were a few things that everyone was kind of, again, like I said earlier on, I'm not totally hating on it. I'll need to see it work in person, but things like the mech, the robot. I mean, it is a game called Metal Gear Solid. It's all about bipedal robots, so this might work, but it also might be OP as fuck, which would totally kill the game. But you need to remember, they have to add things. They just can't have a run and gun shooter. That would be quite boring. We played Metal Gear Solid 4, and you had characters who came back to life. You had characters who could deflect bullets. You had you know, ability to jump off any, you know, I'm obviously just naming Raiden and Vamp here, but you know, those characters were by nature overpowered, but if it's because they were you had to earn them, or you were given them by the game. You know, you were randomly chosen to be Raiden or Vamp. You didn't just walk in with a bipedal robot. So we'll need to see how that works out. But you know, judging from past experience, you know, it is not a surprise to see things like this in the game. You know, the other thing that everyone's kind of been not really moaning about, but kind of going about, is the teleport. You know, which obviously is some kind of technology based on Quiet's abilities. So, you know, again, it may work. You know, it might be just a one-time only thing. Hopefully, it's not one of these things that you can abuse in the game. You know, maybe it's got a time juice, or maybe it's got a limited use of, like, say, once per game or once per phase of game. So, like, say you're playing a survival and there's 2 rounds, you can only use it in one of those 2 rounds. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. What else did we have? You know, well, to add another point to the Quiet ability, you know, stealth in it. You know, it's not as if this is the most overpowered perk in the game. You know, you still have stealth. You still have, you know, you're probably going to have, you know, character abilities. You know, like Ocelot, maybe able to bounce bullets off shit. I don't know. You know, that's why, I know, I agree with Matt. You know, we have to really wait in order to get our hands on this and see for ourselves if it's going to be worth. You know, obviously everyone's going to buy a Metal Gear Solid 5 because it comes with the game, so you're going to get it either way. But you obviously have to play the beta and see how things go from there, because we all played the Metal Gear Solid 4, the Metal Gear Online beta and Metal Gear Solid 4, because it was obviously you got a download from PSN. But you know, that's why it's great to hold judgment and wait until you physically have a rough sketch, of the game. But you know, there are going to be things that we're not all going to like. There are going to be things that we're going to love, you know, to see return. So I think that's really the only 2 things that I was kind of questioning, was the Quiet ability and the bipedal robot. You know, there's going to be other things. You know, there's going to be more reveals of some kind. You know, maybe not necessarily in a trailer, but you're going to get a few wee surprises. You know, maybe you'll see fucking Charm come back for some reason. But yeah, I mean, it really did. I kind of put a lot of things on Twitter. You know, I had a wee GIF image showing a guy starting off happy, then kind of going a bit kind of confused, but that was really me. You know, not obviously really mean the fucking image, but that was my kind of reaction watching the video. I watched that a couple of times, and every time I was kind of buzzing to see, you know, the return of the small things. But with some new additions, I was kind of just kind of silent. I had no reaction. But you know, it's Metal Gear Online. You know, we as Metal Gear Solid fans should appreciate it in any forum. You know, it's not every day. You know, this is a game that's not released every year. This is not a game that's released every year, nor is the online released on its own. You know, so it's not, obviously, thank God it's not like Call of Duty or Battlefield where it comes out every year and you kind of feel as if your money's been wasted. This is a game that is, I'm assuming, going to be scheduled to last longer than 4 years. But you know, I hope Konami and the LA studios as well have really boosted up their security, and you know, they listen to us this time, because you know, a lot of American and European players like myself, you know, we really felt let down by Konami because they just didn't listen to us. They never really did anything until it was too late, and we lost our investment because of that. You know, we lost a kind of lot of time, and you know, you kind of felt as if you were robbed a little bit because they didn't really do anything, and they just focused in Japan. There was only one champion. There was only one world championship, which obviously I would never get to. But it's nice to see, you know, that they would give players who, you know, I would dare say deserved it, who put time and effort in to get good at the game, were rewarded with a wee tournament. Survival and tournament mode, during the week was alright, but you want a proper, world championship again. So hopefully that'll come back, because that was, we all hate each other, but it's, deep down you're all like, it's nice to be recognised, in some shape or form, that the game you've bought has its own, reward. So, again, I said this on Twitter as well, I'm really gonna love the fact that, all the mates that I've made, because like 90% of my PSN list is Metal Gear Online players. So it's really going to be nice to go back to the days of calling each other fags and hating each other and wishing everything and anything upon each other. But it's all fun in games, As I said, 90% of the guys that I know on PlayStation are from Metal Gear. So I'm really thankful for it, because sorry, I'm taking a drink there. I'm really thankful because, when Metal Gear first came out, I didn't really have any online experience. I think I'd only been playing PSN for, not PSN, but online for 5 or 6 months. So I do owe a lot to Metal Gear Online. So I think the only way I can repay it is to have faith in the game. But for all I know, it could be Americanized. Japanese. The whole Japanese humour in Metal Gear Online 2 was unique. So hopefully they haven't changed much with the third version. So I know I'm rambling on, and I'm just giving my kind of opinion, but there is, I'm going into this, with a somewhat open mind. As I said, I do reserve my right to have an opinion, but I'm not going to be like fully closed-minded and say, this game's going to suck, or this game's going to be brilliant. We'll wait until a beta comes out, if we get a beta. I'm assuming they'll do the right thing and give us a beta, but it'll be nice to have a different shooter, for once, because again, as I said, it's not as if this comes out every year. This is something that has taken its time and has been, filed down and chiselled away to expose, hopefully, what is a somewhat perfect game. But there are going to be days when it's going to be shit. We're all going to throw controllers and go in the huff. Myself included. I will guarantee you right now, I'm pretty sure like 80% of the days in Metal Gear Online I'll be calling it the shittest game in the world, but I'll still play it. So hopefully you've enjoyed me talking shit for the best part of maybe 13 minutes now. But that this is also a wee update to let you know that I'm still here. I haven't done videos, in a while, but that's because I've been busy, and I have, but it's primarily down to me just not giving a fuck. I have lost interest in this, but with Metal Gear Solid 5 on the way, and other games in the next year, like Batman, this is going to be a pretty decent year, because I feel as if 2014 has been a disappointment. A lot of hype for games, a lot of games didn't work, a lot of games didn't come out. I've got 11 PlayStation 4 games, and I think I can only rate two of them as decent. It's Metal Gear Solid 5 and The Last of Us, and that's quite sad, because The Last of Us is obviously a remake. So if you're having to go back to PlayStation 3 games to enjoy your PlayStation 4, it has to be said, not a great investment so far in my behalf and anybody else. But I do enjoy the wee occasional game of Advanced Warfare, I'm not going to lie. It's somewhat, really surprisingly playable. But again, when other Christmas guys come on it and it's ruined, that'll be it. It'll be gathering dust. So hopefully we'll see you all soon, and I hope you're doing alright, because again, I'm doing fine. A lot of things have happened this year, which is quite good. I have a schedule now that I can actually stick to, because my schedules over the past year, that's probably another reason I haven't been doing videos, is my schedule was so erratic. You know, it was like 7 days a week, 2 days a week, you know, in terms of working. But that's me, like, completely set out, 2 days off every week, pretty much guaranteed now, full time schedule. So the 2 days that I'm off, I'm not going to primarily stick to games. I'm going to obviously break it down, but hopefully I can get you something for those of you that are still here. So enough rambling on. I'm going to cut this video off now, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and really hope I see you in the immediate future, not right away, unless I just decide, you know what, fuck it, after this video I'm going to start recording. I don't know, maybe fucking what have I got? You know what, I might even do Ground Zeroes just because I'm talking about this video, so just for a short thing. But enough of that. I'll see you later, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Catch you later.